She knows when I'm filming. So here's the thing. I know that sometimes life can just feel outright shitty, or you feel like you're going through some really deep hardships that you don't know how you're gonna get out of. And let me tell you, I've been in those moments plenty of times, moments where I felt like I needed to start my life all over from scratch. I felt that way when I first changed my careers when I was 29, when I started my divorce when I was 39. But these periods can feel really uncertain, and uncertainty is scary. And that's especially hard for people who identify as a recovering perfectionist or just had a lot of controlling tendencies in terms of wanting a lot of certainty and want to plan out everything in life. And so if you identify with those aspects and you feel like, whew, I really don't know what to do right now in this moment that I'm going through, I want to share 3 things with you that I've learned over the years that have been such a game changer. The very first thing that I want you to remember is that all the hard moments that you've had in your life so far, you've gotten through them, 100% of them. The proof is that because you're still here and you're still going strong, even in moments that you don't feel like it, you've actually built so much resilience from all those moments, and you are going to get through this one too. And I know it's really difficult to see those moments any other way, especially when you're in the thick of it all. But I want you to take a quiet moment with yourself. This is something that I've gotten really good at over the years. The more the difficulty, the more the chaos, or the more uncertainty that is happening, the more I take time to get quiet with myself so I can hear my own voice and not get swallowed by all the external noise and everyone else's voices that are not mine. And so in this moment, put your hands on your heart, tell yourself, I am safe. I am held, and I am going to get through this, because I promise you that you will. And when you take a moment to really quiet down your nervous system, essentially, when you're not in this like super activated acute fight or flight mode, what that allows you to do is actually tap into the wisdom that you have. Because I promise you, you do have wisdom. You do have resources in how to get through moments like this. The second reminder that I want to give you is that you always have a choice no matter what is happening in the moment. And I know this can feel really hard when it feels like just everything is happening to you and you have no choice but to react to those outer circumstances. But this is absolutely not true. No matter what is happening, you do have a choice in how you respond to a situation, to a circumstance, to another person. Even if we're talking about a past experience that is already over and you have lots of regrets on, guess what? You still have a choice on what meaning you can give to that past experience. Oftentimes, we end up telling stories about what happened. We choose a narrative and we stay with that narrative, and that doesn't allow us to see the situation any other way. You might say, oh, that person wronged me, or this happened in this way and I had no control over it. But that is one version of the story we're essentially telling ourselves. But there are always other versions of the stories that you can choose to see it through. So you can always choose a different perspective. And when you get really good at this, it also helps in not only just the things that happened in your life, but even in relationships, because when you're no longer fixed on your side of the story, then that allows you to see and understand the other person better. It can help you communicate better. And this is essentially what I did in my recent kind of funk that I was having in the past couple of weeks, that I was starting to play this loop in my head on a situation, and I was telling myself a story that when I continued to play that loop, it felt more and more truer. But I caught myself while I was doing that and was able to say that, wait a minute, this is not the truth and the absolute truth. And when I identified that as a story, I could also ask myself, okay, this is one perspective, what might be a different perspective to look at this? And that opened up a whole new array of possibilities that really even shifted my attitude and feeling about it, where I no longer felt like I was a victim to the circumstance, but felt like, wow, here's a different way to look at it that no longer made me feel so powerless. And that really opened up different ways of how I could look at the situation. And this is available to us all the time. And the third and final reminder that I want to give to you is that no matter the outcome of the situation, whether it's a past experience or if you're still going through it right now, there's no way not to grow and learn from this experience if you first choose to do so. And so along the same lines from the second point that I was making, when we choose to look at the situation through a different lens, a different perspective, there's always a takeaway from that. And this is not to say that we should minimize your pains or the struggles or any wrongdoing that might have been done to you. It's not to say let's enable it. It's not to say let's just cover it up with toxic positivity. You can cater to those hurt parts of you if that needs attention and care and compassion, and give yourself lots of it for the wounds that you have. Attend to it. But also know that you can hold multiple truths at once, meaning that there's also always things that you can take away from this moment, because we can come out of these experiences saying like, well, the world just wronged me. I'm just going to give up now and I'm going to live in this angry victim resentment mode. Or you can say, okay, that was really hard. And there are parts of me that need more healing, that need more attention and love. And here's what I also learned from this moment. Something that I want to remember as a takeaway, so that if I were to go through any difficult moments in the future, I can remember how I got through this one and to give myself proof that I can get through this next one as well. And I'm sure that if you look back on any of your past experiences, you would be able to complete the sentence of, through getting through this hard moment, I have learned blank, right? So remind yourself of your past difficult experiences and the big lessons that have supported you in your life thereafter, because you're gonna have those takeaway moments from whatever you're going through right now too. Okay, so those were my 3 points. I hope those were helpful. And if anything that I shared in this video resonated with you, I'd love to invite you into my space. The Heart Whispers is my new newsletter where I share weekly-ish reflections, tools, journal prompts, and reminders to help you trust yourself more deeply. This has been one of the things that I felt really called to do as I kind of shift away from just working with clients on healing their relationship with food and body, and more into helping you create a fulfilling and joyful and connected relationship with yourself. I've really found that self-discovery is an ongoing, lifelong process. I'm still learning more about myself in my 40s, but I've had so many experiences both professionally and personally that I feel that are on my heart that I want to share with you more. So I created this newsletter. I also have a robust journal that I'm preparing to share with you really soon. And so if you found the reminders that I shared with you in this video helpful, you definitely want to join me in the newsletter, where you'll get to receive first news about the self-discovery journal when I have it ready for you, which is going to be really, really soon. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is something that you like to put into practice today? Because remember, there's always something that you can do. You have so much wisdom, and no matter what you're going through, you got this.